and feel free to answer in the comments, why people, like, it seems to be such a common thing that guys will refuse to say, like, if they don't want to see you again. Like, I
Mm,
always notice if I've gone on a date or if I've gotten a message and they say, I can't wait to see you again, immediately scheduling the next date. That's when I know in my head, like, I'm gonna get ghosted.
really?
Like, if they're overly promising that they want to see you again, I'm immediately like, they're not coming back. And the same in messages, I'll say, like, oh, I thought, that went well, but I get the feeling that you weren't interested, and that's so fine.
Right,
Just let me know. We'll go about our lives.
right.
We'll always say, no, I really can't wait to see you again. Like, it seems to be is so common that they refuse to admit that they don't want to see you again. They'll even fight you on it and then never speak again. And I'm just
Interesting.
curious if that's a thing or.
Huh. This would be the first time that I've heard of it, but it does make sense. It's almost like they're overcompensating for like that guilt they may feel. Because like a lot of guys,
Yeah.
they were kind of conditioned to like kind of protect women in a sense. Because we know that women are more emotional, more sensitive. There's a lot of guys who do not want to break up with their girlfriend because they're like, what is she going to do without me? Like there'll be guys who are with women they no longer want to be with genuinely, and they kind of procrastinate on
Mm.
breaking up with her because they're like, I really don't want to see her hurt. Now that's not to say that women don't do the same thing, right? But I think that it is something that I would say more men contend with, and that same mechanism may be at play when it comes to them not wanting to see you again. It's like I'm not really trying to hurt her feelings, so they may be kind of putting a lot of sauce on it when they are saying I can't wait to see you again, almost as like a way to delay that discomfort that comes with
Mm.
crushing somebody's spirit, or at
Yeah, that
least
makes
them
sense.
thinking that's going to happen, right?
Yeah, it's so frustrating when as well, like, if you're gonna be like, I genuinely am fine with it. It's
Right,
not gonna trouble you, but
right.
just be open. And they'll still swear blind, I can't wait.
I know they got to be annoying. It has to be
That's
annoying.
drives
Are you
crazy.
meeting men primarily off of apps?
I mean, I feel like I'm not going on crazy dates, but it's just like, it's happened enough times that over the years that I feel like it's a recurring thing.
You've seen the
And I
pattern,
seem to be getting good at it now. Like, I can
right?
even tell they're not gonna want to see you again, or.
That's
But I guess
interesting,
halfway sometimes on apps, yeah.
right? No, that's interesting. I'm glad you asked the question. I never considered that, but yeah, that makes sense. I'll be curious to see if other women have had a similar experience.
Yeah, I'm really wondering that. Like, if anyone put in the comments if that's ever happened to you, or.
Yeah, we still have people coming in, so I don't even know if they caught everything yet. The caller was basically saying that she's experienced a number of times where guys who don't want to see her again or don't want to see women again will
Mm.
pretend like that's not the case. They'll even fake enthusiasm over the next meet. And when she sees that type of energy via text, it acts as a signal that the guy's probably going to flake. So the question is if any women in the chat have had similar experiences. I've never had this question before, so I don't know if this is something that, women have duplicated a lot in their own personal
I'm really
experiences.
wondering.
But it is very curious of a question. Doesn't seem like we're getting
Anyway,
any
we'll
kind of
look that up.
confirmation, but I get a lot of the time, a lot of okay, that's never happened to me. Really odd, be irritated it happened to me. Okay,
That's
I
wild
had
to me
that.
that there's nobody else saying the same, because I swear that does, or it'll even will go so far as to say, when are you next free, and set up a next date. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm already in my head like, no, because the way you said that, I know you're not going.
Yasmin says happened to her. It doesn't seem like it's happened to
Mm.
her a lot though. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, that's what we're saying. That they're trying to avoid hurting her. Okay, we got another person said this happened. Yeah, when you mentioned it, when you said it, it sounded true. Like just intuitively, I'm like, huh, this is an interesting question. And it's very believable that like working with
Yeah.
the men, because I primarily work with, well, I only work with men in my practice. It definitely
Well, I
seems
guess
like
my
something men would
follow-up.
do. Say it again.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Oh, you're fine.
I was gonna say, I guess my follow-up is, how could you avoid that from happening, or like, how can I create a safe space for people to be honest with me if they're not interested? Because I just want to know. I don't want to be waiting weeks and have that like drawing me along. I'm gonna be fine,
Right,
but just tell me, and how can I create a space that people are willing to say that sort of thing? You know?
right. I don't think it's really an achievable outcome, to be honest with you. It's more so like you have to lean upon your own discernment. I can tell you this: if a man's really sold on you, he's probably not gonna waste much time. Give me an example, right? I've done a fair amount of dating in my experience, right? The woman who I like the most, or the woman that I dated, I try to see her immediately after our first date. So like, had a date like on
Mm.
Tuesday, Thursday came around, like, yo, you free tonight, right? Like we're trying to run it back quickly. So you said something very um, important in your response, was you don't want to wait weeks, right? If you're waiting weeks, that's already a
Yeah.
signal. You know what I mean? If he's not like trying to set logistics up like a day or so after the last meet for the next meet, he's probably not genuinely enthusiastic about it. And this is like what I always tell women who call in, is to look at behavior, not words, right? So behaviorally, what you would be looking for in your situation is, okay, how quickly is he trying to plan logistics for the next meet?
Yeah,
That
that's so
behavior
true.
is going to be the signal that he's actually interested. You're buying into the verbiage. Ignore the verbiage. The verbiage never means anything. You'll read men a lot more clearly when you just look purely at the behavior and ignore everything else. Okay?
I feel like it's such a difficult thing for people to drop because one weekend, or like, say it's been a week or two, and you're like, okay, they've not organized something, I know they're not interested again.
Right.
But especially if you've had a really good time or it was really enjoyable, it's so hard to drop that and
Right.
just accept that you need to stop responding, especially if they're still kind of stringing you along.
Mm-hmm. It's difficult, especially in today's time where people are hyper connected and it's normal for people to have rosters and to be engaged in multiple people, because they could have all like really enjoyed themselves, but then there's just someone that they enjoyed more, right? And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to reserve the energy for this person who's like the top of my list. And then you're like backup almost, where it's like, okay, if things cancel with this one, then I'll come back to you and we'll plan something else. Because I do genuinely enjoy you, right? It's just
Mhm.
there's a hierarchy in how I
That's why I'm
engage.
saying, like, I never take it as an insult because, like, just because someone's not right for me doesn't mean they're a bad person or doesn't mean any of those things. Like, I could have had a wonderful day, really enjoyed my time with you,
Right,
and think that you're a wonderful person, and I just know that we won't work. It's not like ever an insult or there's
right,
something wrong with you or it's just not right for me.
right. Yeah, you're speaking from a place of maturity. Unfortunately, not many people have achieved that level of development. So it's just part of the game, beloved, unfortunately. But you seem like you're handling it well, even though it's a very confusing experience.
I was just like curious if anyone else had ever experienced it or if this is just a thing because it seems to be so recurrent.
Yeah,
But
it
anyway,
sounds
I mean,
like
I
they
guess.
have. You probably made some women probably aware of this experience that they probably haven't really identified as a pattern that you have. So, yeah, I appreciate the question. That was helpful.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No
And
problem.
thank you everyone in the comments who said nice things.
All right, Ash, you take care, love.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. All right. Who else we got? Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I was on here a while ago, like a while ago.
Okay.
But
Welcome back.
I know, right? Thank you. Um no, I had a question. Well, I don't even know how I want to ask it, but maybe it's like ooh, okay, hold on. Like why do guys take advantage of girls and it's like how do you avoid being delusional? Because okay, like okay, the last time I was talking to you, I think I mentioned something about how I was like recently engaged, right? And then I had my ex fiance, like he got arrested by like ICE or whatever. But he called me when he was in ICE and he was like asking me for help and stuff and like talking to me for heck long, like his call was like we were on the phone for like a whole hour. I'm like I don't even think we did that in our relationship. Like that's the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
So like that kind of made me wake up because I think when I talked to you, you said something, and then I was just like, okay. And then so I ended up telling him the next day. He called me the next day, and I was just like, well, I'm sorry that you're in that situation, but like I don't want to help you anymore. And I think he just, or I don't want to talk to you anymore because, you know, he already pushed me all the way away, you know?
Yeah.
So then now he's out. I think he's out. I'm pretty sure he's out. And I just realized like he blocks me everywhere all over again when he was just saying all this stuff to me and stuff like that. So now I'm just kind of thinking like, I just feel like I was in a relationship for like over a year, got engaged and everything. And it's like I was delusional the whole time because like I fell in love with somebody who was basically trying to use me. Use me. And it's just like, I don't know how to, it's kind of like messing up how I view, I don't know. I just feel like I'm in like a very numb place. Cause I remember what you said. Do you remember what you said? You were like, you in hell and you buying furniture. That's what you said to me.
It sounds like
I
me.
don't want to be in hell.
Right.
Huh?
I said, that sounds like me. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what you said. So I was like, no. So I'm just like, now I'm like, okay, I'm trying to like go on an upward spiral. And how old am I? I'm grown, y'all. I'm over 21. But no, I'm trying to see like, yeah, like, I don't know, it's just messing me up because it's like, why would you, I'm just trying to think like, what kind of mentality do you have to take advantage of somebody like that, like to fake a whole engagement? Like that's traumatizing. Like I don't even think I want to be married no more.
I got you. Yeah. I mean, why do you feel like it was all fake?
Because the way it ended.
That doesn't mean everything was fake. That can mean that the person is petty. That can mean that the person is immature, right? Doesn't mean that the entire relationship was fake, though.
Yeah, like what they said in the comments, like I think they just wanted a green card.
You think so? I mean, it's possible. I don't really remember the story, but it is possible. But in that situation, like you're dating the exact type of person who would fake a relationship, right? It's pretty standard. But you don't allow experiences like that to harden you, though. You could just say it was a hurtful experience. You take a break, kind of heal from it, and then you get back out there with while remaining cautiously optimistic. Because just like there's bad actors out there are good actors out there, right? If you know that you have good intentions, then that means that other people with good intentions must exist. I doubt you're the only person on the planet with good intentions, right? So now it's just a matter of like finding them and being able to read them properly when you come across them, being able to notice it when you come across it, right? That's all. You don't want to go the path of like hardening yourself and hardening your heart and developing these very high walls because you pay a price for that. Because you can't really remove the desire from yourself. You're going to still want to have partnership, want a connection, but now you won't give yourself the opportunity. Yeah, you won't give yourself the opportunity to experience this. Now you hurt yourself in a different way.
Okay, and then have you been seeing all this stuff on like line talking about like yearning and like they're basically like I seen this one lady, she said like yearning is basically when it can only be yearning if you're never going to get that person again. And then you know how people are always saying like, oh, they always come back and stuff like that. And it's like I'm in this space now where it's just like I really like them, but it's like I'm trying to learn how to not like people that aren't good for me. But then it's like what you said, like, okay, what if it wasn't all fake? But like, I don't know. Like, how do you separate like having a big heart versus like having like low self-worth? Because I feel like I've asked this before, but it's just like
yeah. I mean, a good heuristic is like, and heuristic is just a way to make decisions, right? So like a good heuristic is pretend like what you're going through is happening to somebody else. What would you say to them? Right? So it's like if your homegirl or your sister or your mother was in this exact scenario, okay, would you think that they had a big heart, or would you think that they were lowering themselves just to have somebody?
Yeah, I think people get confused when there's all this stuff online about like empathy and then like having avoidance and then attachment styles and like all that stuff. And then it's like you're trying to love somebody and you think like you're trying to heal them the whole time they're doing what they're doing on purpose.
Well, here's the thing: you can't heal somebody else, so that's a false premise to begin with, right? Like you can deal with somebody who, hold on. You can deal with somebody who is moldable clay, who has like the rough around the edges. I just would look for signs that they're working on it and putting effort into that, right? but you can't be the one to, try to improve them. It doesn't work that way. You can't force somebody to grow. They have to want to do it.
Yeah, it's just weird because kind of like what the girl before me was saying about how like you kind of have to like it's just weird. Like you can really never gauge what a man's like you can, but it's like it just takes a long time because like some men will do anything. Like I like, and that's something that I feel like I've struggled with. Like I've had men buy me things, like buy things, say things, do like they would do everything like they really care, but then it's always something. Like it's just always something. I don't know.
Yeah, situations like that, you have to kind of look in the mirror and see what kind of pattern you're experiencing, because you're probably playing a part into it. There may be something going on with you where you are selecting a particular type of men, right? There's too
Yeah,
much to unpack in this live, but it's worth considering. Yeah.
definitely. Okay, I think I just wanted to talk to you.
No worries, love. Feel free to come back and give me an update, all right?
Okay, have a good day,
All right, you take care.
night.
All right, who we got? Limelight, what's going on?
Hi, how are y'all?
Great, how are you?
Sorry, it's my dogs. I just had a question. Like, for me, hold on. Hush up, heifer. I came home from deployment 4 years ago, and when I walked in, my husband gave me a hug and gave me divorce papers.
Mm,
So we were married for 16 years, and he found somebody on Tinder while I was gone.
mm-hmm.
So I've gone through the 5 stages because of grief because it's like dying or losing
Right.
somebody. And so I've gone through the 5 stages. I bought myself a Jeep, trying to help myself along, but I just can't date. I even went on dating sites, and within 5-10 minutes, I just deleted my account. But he's moved on, woman to woman. He's actually getting married, and I'm happy for him, whatever. But I don't know where to begin. I don't even know how to date. I'm like, so you like bread? I don't even know where to begin on that. And like, where do you start?
Hmm.
I mean, I worked on myself, and then it's been 4 years, and we were married for 16. It's all so new. Everything's so different.
Right. Okay. How long were you married?
16 years.
16 years. And how long have you been divorced?
4.
4. Okay. So, how long did you wait before you started trying to date?
Probably about a year and a half. And I don't even, and it just didn't do anything for me. I was like, no, I'm not ready for this. And I just, and now I'm like, am I ready? I question myself on that. And because like I said, it's a novel concept for me. And, I mean, when do you know when you're ready? Because I don't even know. Because I think I'm ready, then I'm not. I'm just so dang on wishy-washy on it. I was just like, oh, when's a good time to start dating? Does anybody know?
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of have to get back out there, right? After you give it some time, after you stop being so emotionally reactive to your previous situation, right? So 4 years, I would say, is enough time. Even though everyone's different, but that sounds like it's enough time. So you said that
Well,
what have you
go ahead.
tried when it comes to dating? Like, how have you tried to date?
I've just, gosh, I don't know. I don't go to bars. I did all that when I was stationed in Korea, but that's a whole different story. We'll keep that a secret. But I've met, some people at work, and I try not to do anything at work because my mama always said, don't crap where you eat. So, and I did try a dating site, and I did kind of, got pulled away from that, and then I did try again. Met one person. We did meet up. I was like, we can have coffee because you're not going to know where I live, and I just didn't feel a connection.
Okay. Okay.
So I just don't know. but I don't want to just blow my life away and then wake up in 10 years and go, dang, what you been doing? So, um, I was just curious. I guess everybody goes at their own pace, but I am moving at the slow pace of death. It's
Right.
like
Right.
I'm not moving at all.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you put some effort in. So you're in a situation where you met up with one person for coffee, you didn't feel a connection. And you did say something earlier about like you opened a dating app and then closed it. Why do you feel like you closed it after you opened it?
Because I, I guess I just don't want maybe people know that I'm on a dating site.
Okay.
Because I guess I've always viewed it as when I was married as why would people want to do that? And that's desperate, blah blah blah. And I was looking at it at a different perspective.
Okay.
But I think I guess because I always hear people go, oh, swipe left, swipe right, and I'm like, is that a booty call? Because I don't
Right.
know.
Right. What does your social life look like?
I work a lot. I will go out with my girlfriends sometimes. But I stay home a lot because I'm stationed by Augusta, Georgia right now, and we call it Disgusta because there's just nothing good after midnight. Um, but I'll go out with my girlfriends, maybe have a drink, or have a nice lunch or a supper.
Right.
And like I said, my flirting. Someone asked, "Do you flirt?" Girl, my flirting game is just terrible.
Hmm.
Like I said earlier, I'll be like, "Oh, so you like bread?" Because that's how I mean, I don't know what to say.
Right. Right. Okay. So
So
part of the problem is going to be you're not very socially active, right? So I
I'm
always say that dating is downstream from your social life. A lot of people have dating problems and they try to like solve that specific problem, but it's really a social problem, right? In other words, men and women who have very vibrant and active social lives tend to have good dating lives as well, right? So
okay.
you will have more success if you treat this as a social problem instead of a dating problem. Okay. So if I were you, I would put myself in what is called static environments, meaning environments where you see the same people over and over and over again, right? Because when you see the same people over and over again, you build familiarity with them over time. And then familiarity opens the door to attraction. Okay, this is why it was easier to date in school, or why it is tempting to date coworkers because you are around them all the time and you're building familiarity with them, right? So you want to create that same type of situation just outside of your job. That can be you join
Okay.
hobbies, clubs, things of that nature, right? And then just start meeting people, meet platonic connections, right, with both men and women. And if the something romantic you see romantic potential with someone, then you can obviously act upon it. But this is going to be a game of how you position yourself more than anything. Okay.
I can appreciate that. Well, I do know, if I ever got down that road, I mean, they can come over, we can eat spaghetti, but you got to go home. And I really wouldn't want no one staying at my house. I can't, I like to hog my whole bed.
Okay.
So, but I do like the suggestions you gave me, and I really appreciate you and your time.
Absolutely, love. Best of luck to you. All right.
Hey, thank you. Y'all have a nice night.
All right. You take care.
All right, bye bye.
Shorty say eat some spaghetti. Okay. Danielle,
Okay. Hi.
how you doing?
Long time. So nice to see you.
Likewise. What can I do for you?
Okay. So, as you know, I was all excited about dating, and then I met someone, and then and I guess the chase or the cat and mouse game, whatever it is, started, and then I was getting really into it because it was the first time I experienced it. And then I panicked and I said, you know what, I want to see what this person is like when they're not chasing for what they want. So I eliminated I I made a de facto decision that I wasn't going to be chased anymore, that I just wanted to see the character of the person. And, but now I'm thinking I made the wrong choice, that I should have just breathed and let the chase continue and get to know the person a little bit more. So now I don't know what to do next.
I'm gotta be honest with you, love. I don't know what we're talking about. Can you ground everything you just said instead of using words like chase? Tell me specifically what happened.
Okay. So I met this guy, and then we're talking to each other, and we're getting to know one another. Okay. And then we met in person. Okay. First we were talking on the phone, texting. Then we met in person, and it went very well. And then we haven't been on a formal date, just talking and meeting, but not the formal date. Not that I would know what that is. And then I figured perhaps he just wanted one thing, and so I was like, well, I don't know what to do now, because he wants one thing, and I want to remove that one thing to see who this person really is. Do you understand now?
Okay, so you didn't want to sleep with him?
Well, I want to sleep with him, and to see if then I will see the real person.
I need you to be very specific because the way that you're talking is confusing me. So, you saying that you didn't want to sleep with him so you could find out who he really was?
So I slept with him.
Okay. To get that out the way so you could see what he was really about?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. And then what happened?
And then now I'm doubting myself.
Okay. Has his behavior changed after that?
No, his behavior didn't change.
Okay.
I'm afraid my behavior is changing.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to see him anymore.
Why not?
I think I'm scared what happens next, because I've never made it through. The men have never made it through past this period. I sleep with them, and then I want them to go away, but then this guy is not going away.
Okay, so I mean, what do you want to happen in this situation?
Well, I would like him to stay around so I can get to know him.
Okay, well then, stay around then, love. What's the problem?
Well, I don't know, because I usually can chase them away. So why isn't he being chased away after he gets the sex?
Love,
Smash, whatever.
I'm going to have to end the call because this is getting annoying at this point. Like, this is a very simple situation. What do you mean you want to get to know him, but you also are trying to chase him away?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know either. You have a good one, all right? Take care.
Okay, bye.
Marie, what's going on? Marie, are you there? Because you're muted.
Do you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hi. Okay, so I'm very confused. I had a date with this guy that I met,
Okay.
and the date was great. He never pushed to like kiss me, or nothing was off. He was not like pushy. I thought he was like a gentleman, etc. I remember telling him at some point like, "Hey, I really like your glasses," and then, well, he took me to my house, and the thing is, he started being really intense with me, like calling me wifey, I miss you, I wanna make you happy, etc. And at first I felt it was kind of off because it was too intense, too fast. Then he posted a story gifting the same glasses that I told him I liked, but to another girl. And I thought that was weird, but I didn't think much of it because it's not like he's my boyfriend or anything. He can like gift stuff to anyone, but I don't know, I felt like it was weird. And the thing is, we would keep talking, and then he like wanted to invite me to like a trip to Brazil. And at first I was a little bit excited, but then I was like, I think it's too soon. And I told him like, I said to him, I don't know, I think the timing is not right. I think it's too soon. And then he just like told me I was giving him mixed signals, and then just deleted me, and like, and that was it. Like he just deleted me, and yeah, now I'm left like confused. Did I do something wrong? Did I give him mixed signals, and like maybe I wasn't honest or something? Because I did realize myself, for example, taking longer to respond, etc. Because I was just feeling like something was off with him, because it's like he was doing stuff that I don't know. It did not feel like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if you understand.
How long did y'all date?
No, we just had one date, but we did text for a few weeks before that. The thing
Okay.
is, he's not from my country. He does travel a lot. He came to my country for work, and that's when we met.
Okay, so you had one date after a couple of weeks of texting, and then he tried to tell you to take a trip with him.
Yeah,
And then when you
basically.
denied, he said you're giving him mixed signals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I felt like the first date went really well, and so I don't know. I'm kind of confused.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. This is just somebody who was moving incredibly fast, probably used to having their way,
Mm,
right? So a lot of women probably just say yes to an adventure, right? And
mm.
you were probably the outlier in this situation. So no, you didn't do anything wrong here.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he does get his way with a lot of women.
Hmm.
I've seen how other girls like pretty much throw themselves at him.
Right. So that's just what he's used
And
to.
yeah, and I don't know, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like he was intense really fast, and I liked the attention, I'm not gonna lie, but I
Right.
still did not like wanna match that energy because emotionally I was not there.
Hmm.
But yeah, now I feel like he easily discarded me, and and I feel like I'm really disposable, basically.
I wouldn't feel that way. Like the way he treats you is not a reflection of your value to yourself, right? It might be a reflection of like how he views you, but we can't really control that, right? You can be amazing to one person, another person just treat you like trash. It's not a reflection of your own worth. But yeah, you're just dealing with a man who has probably high optionality, right? He has a lot of options, and he
I
filters.
get it. So he basically wanted one thing, and he saw that I was not going to give it to him easy, so he was like, okay, next one,
Right,
basically.
right. Because when you're coming from
So I
that
get it.
frame, when you're coming from that, when you have that experience, right? It's like, why would I put up with what I perceive to be extra difficulty when I know another one's just going to go very easily, right? So
Yeah,
it's understandable. That don't mean you should change what you're doing. That doesn't mean you're doing the wrong thing. Y'all just weren't a good fit. That's it. So you can find
yeah,
someone who's going to move at a pace that actually is in alignment with the pace that you like to move at.
yeah, you're totally right. Thank you so much.
No problem, love.
Thank you.
You take care.
You too.
Mhm. All right. Ashley, what's going on?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
Okay, how are you? I
Good,
was gonna turn
good.
on my video, but it's not giving me access. I
Okay.
wanted you to see that I have my sister here with me too, so I was hoping you could do like a little 2-for-1. We're kind of experiencing like the same kind of issue, but
Uh-huh.
so basically I'm in the newer relationship with the older guy. I'm 32
Okay.
and he's exactly 10 years older than me.
Mm.
He comes from a very like traditional, well-rounded background, two-parent household, blah blah blah. He makes really good money. But
Okay.
he was not in a relationship for 8 years straight.
Mm.
And so I knew that going in, right? So I knew that that would come with like a lot of grace and patience and all of that. But I'm at a point now, so we're going on 5 months, where it's like, how much grace do you give a man before you're like, okay, you're on the short bus,
Right.
like
Right.
you're just not getting it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I how much grace is too much grace. It's like, I'm giving you hints. I've told you directly, like, you know, I even said, like, okay, you can do a flower subscription if it's that hard for you to like deliver flowers or whatever. Like, I think I'm doing more than my part, and I understand the 8 years. And one of my friends told me before, not to run on, but one of my friends told me before that I only know what it's like to be a single woman. I don't know what it's like to be a single man, which is true. And so single men literally like are just doing whatever they want to do, right? It's not having these real hard boundaries with female friends and just coming and going as they please. And, you know, like women tend to have like a little bit more structure anyway.
Okay.
So all that being said, I know all of that. So I just give grace on that, grace on grace. And now
Right.
I'm at the point where I'm like kind of over it, you know?
I
And
got
I
you.
don't know if I should like be extending more grace or just completely go on how I feel.
Okay,
you know?
so what's the main problem here? What is he not doing? Just run me through that again. Is it like
Okay.
making things official, or is there a specific behavior that's missing?
No, we're official. We're in a monogamous, like, committed relationship.
Okay, you're in a
But
relationship. Okay, gotcha.
what is he not doing? So in my past, I've always dated for like financial security, and so I feel like the men that I was dating were always lacking emotional intelligence, right? I wasn't getting like that romance, and so with him, he doesn't necessarily believe in. So I asked him about a month ago. I was like, "So you never get the urge, or never get the urge to just like send a woman Cash App or Zelle, or just like, you know, here's money for lunch today, or just something sweet, or just like, you know, let me pay for your Pilates membership this month or something like that." And
Right.
he was like, "No, that doesn't make sense to me. I've never." He was like, "That doesn't make sense to me. Why am I contributing to someone else's household? You make just as much as me. You're a woman that makes really good money. Why aren't you
Right.
like spending?" And it's like, that's not the point. You can make your own money, but being
Right.
appreciated and receiving gifts is also nice, right?
Okay.
So
So there's nothing inherently wrong with your expectation. The problem here is you're in a relationship with this person, right? Was he
right.
doing those things when you were dating him?
No, so I gave him a lot of grace because we were going on very, very expensive dates. So
Okay.
there wasn't a date. We were going on dates probably 2, 3 times a month, and each date was like anywhere between $600 to like $800, right?
Okay.
Like different operas and galas, or even more than that. Like we just went to a gala in January, and the tickets alone were well over $1,000. So we're doing that multiple times a month. I'm like, okay, well, everyone has a budget. Money isn't this unlimited resource, right?
What just happened? TikTok is glitching, bro.
I lost the shot.
We wouldn't cut back on the budget. We would just shift. We would allocate those funds to like, okay, lesser dates, but more like Pilates and flowers. I don't know, you know, like
Okay.
gift giving, right? But he also considers flowers a gift. I do not.
Okay. Okay. My live kind of cut out for like 5-10 seconds, so I may have missed something. But it sounds like, so you're thinking about it logically, but at the same time, it's like the dating phase is basically showing you the behavior to expect, right? So
Right.
what he's doing in the dating phase is like, oh, I'll show you. We'll go on expensive outings. So from your frame of reference, you should be like, okay, if I get in a relationship with this person, I probably can expect more expensive outings, right? You're asking for him to display his love and affection in a different medium that he hasn't shown you he's capable or even willing to do, right? You're looking at it, I think, understandably so, is like, it's just resources, right? So like, how about we decrease the dates by $100 and then you just give me the difference, right?
Exactly.
Thank
you.
Makes
Yes,
logical sense.
Yeah.
But the meaning that he attaches to that may be different, right? It's
Yeah.
not as simple as just finances. It could be, you know, us going on this date is a shared experience, right?
Right.
Me giving you money is now I may feel used, right? I'm not saying that's how he's
Right.
looking at it. I'm just giving you an example of how he could be looking at it, right?
Mhm.
And I get the miscommunication here because your frame is money is money. We're just changing how you are exchanging the money, right? So I understand
Exactly.
it, but this might be something that you can, you know, try to understand how he thinks about it. to see if there's some sort of meaning that he's attached to it. I know a lot of men are very sensitive to being used nowadays, in the dating
Yes,
space.
I do understand that.
That doesn't sound like it's your intention based on what you're saying.
No. I have the best intentions. My thing is like I've spent money in this relationship too,
Right.
so it's not one sided. My thing is just if you say you love somebody, because that's what we've already done. We've exchanged the I love yous. It's nothing should be off limits, right? Like I have this thing that I want to share with somebody I love. Why is money this like? I mean, for a lot of people, it's pretty touchy to even talk about. Most people don't even want to share, even into a relationship, how much they make, right?
Yeah.
So I get it that it can be like a pretty like sensitive
Was that the
topic,
only
but
time y'all
it's
talked
I
about
don't.
it? When you, I didn't mean to
What did
interrupt,
you
but
say?
was that the only time y'all talked about it when you asked him the question, does he ever just want to do that?
Oh no. We've had the harder conversation. We've
Okay.
talked about prenups already. Yeah,
Okay.
we
No,
have
I don't
talked
mean
about.
money in general. I mean like this specific situation, like him getting flowers, him sending like covering lunch and stuff like that. Was the only time you talked about it from that
Yeah, we
perspective?
talked about it. He says that women are really bad with money. That women spend money on frivolous stuff,
Okay.
and that they spend money on frivolous stuff. And if you let them, they will completely blow through your budget. Like to what end, right? He could say yes to everything, and he said that he would just be completely draining his bank account. But
Hmm.
I mean, not to put his business out there, but this is somebody that makes well over 100K,
Mhm.
and only has one child and houses and cars paid off. So I'm just saying that he's able to do it. So it's like you
Right.
just don't want to. It's not like I'm asking you to stretch a 40. You're not a $40,000 a year earner, right?
Right.
You're well over 100. Is that a 1%er at that point? I don't know, but
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, it's at this point that you don't want to. So when I asked the question about gifts, he was like, well, I got you something for Christmas. And I was like, but, and mind you, all this is coming to a head. The reason I'm on this live is because Valentine's Day did not go well. I didn't get a gift. So this was one of like the
Really?
worst Valentine's Day. Yeah, I didn't get a gift. So he got me flowers, he got me a card, and we went to a nice restaurant.
Okay.
And to him, all of that is effort. All of that is a gift. And to me, it's not. This is when you take a woman on a date. To me, that is a shared experience, like you said, right? So anytime you give me something, do you have to be involved? Like you're only okay if you are involved with wherever your money is going. It's never. Is it ever going to be here? Is this specifically for you to use, for you to enjoy, for this to benefit you? Like, that's what I consider a gift.
I hear you.
If it always has to be an exchange, because we exchanged gifts on Christmas. He got me a fur, I got him a record player, right? And then now fast forward to Valentine's Day, it's just flowers and a card and a date. And we always go out to eat.
Okay.
And I'm not saying the bills are cheap. Like minimum, it's like $300-$400 for a date, right? So
Right.
I'm not saying it's cheap. Even today, it's just not cheap to go on a date for two people and eat anyway, right? You minimum $200 if the place is decent, and the food very may well be nasty, and the aesthetics are just on point. But I don't know.
Yeah, this sounds like
I just think if you got it and you're not doing it, then the only thing that says to me is that you don't want to.
not necessarily. It's about the meaning that's attached to it, right? So it's like I can see someone being like, I don't even want to go out. We're going out because this is Valentine's Day. I know you want to do something, so I'm taking you out. If I had it my way,
Yep.
you would probably stay in the
Yeah,
crib,
he said
right?
that too. I wouldn't
So-
even be here. He was like, I'm okay with eating whatever.
Right.
I'm
So,
okay with.
but you see how, like, from his perspective, and it's not a right or wrong situation, by the way. We're dealing with two different perspectives that are both valid, and we're trying to see how to bridge the two, right? And we may not be
Yes.
able to. That's the ultimate truth, right? Because then that's a compatibility issue. So it's either like we compromise on that, or we just admit that, like, okay, well, it seems like one of us is going to feel like we're going to take the L if we compromise on it. So I'm just going to see my way out, right? It sounds like he's probably had some bad experiences with women who just wanted,
Yes,
to
he
experience
said that
money.
too. He
Right.
said that too. He's been used before, but if we carry our trauma into, I don't know how long do you let the past make decisions for your future,
Right,
And
but
I'm
you
not
can't-
saying
you
just
can't
like
control
open
that.
up.
You can't control that, right? So it's like, again, it's not wrong. It's like you see how workable the situation is. You explain your situation when you do talk about it. Try not to accuse him of anything. Try to really ground the discussion. Like it's two people trying to solve the problem, not one person being like, you're the problem. You know what I mean? It's like, no, this is the problem. Let's focus on the problem. Come up with that energy to see if it's a workable situation, to see if some degree of compromise, to share your perspective. Like, maybe he doesn't understand that you will be okay with like spending less money going out if that means other money is
Exactly.
paid in this situation.
Exactly.
So it's like you're not really
Yeah,
spending.
so maybe
anymore,
I just
right?
need to have more of a solution.
Yeah, give him an example. Give him an example of like, let me explain to you how I see it, and I'm gonna listen to what you say, right? But how I see it is like, I'm not expecting you to keep this up and on top of that do this. I don't mind if
Exactly,
we
because
decrease
then that
this.
seems like a lot. Yeah,
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah, so have that
Yeah.
conversation with him and be calm in a grounded place, right? If things get heated, take a break, and then come back when calmer heads prevail. And that's how I would do it. And then that conversation from that calm place is going to give you a lot of data, because the way that he receives that is going to tell you how willing to compromise he is. Or if he's firm on this because of past trauma. He might be firm on this. The trauma may put him in a situation to where his like rational brain shuts off at the mere mention of this conversation. And now you're just talking to emotion. So you're not going to even reach a place of compromise, right? That's a situation.
Exactly.
You have to make a decision at that point, like, okay, do I want to be in this situation then?
Yeah. Okay, that makes total sense. Well, the comments are funny. They're saying we're never gonna get to her sister, so I'm gonna let my sister.
I forgot about your sister, to
Thank
be
you
honest
so
with you. She's been
much.
quiet as a mouse over there. What's going on, sis?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just took over, but thank you so much. I'm gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna approach it solution based. Yeah.
Yeah, keep
And
me
I
posted.
should
Keep me
get-
posted on how it goes, right?
Yeah, at least an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know. They gonna eat me up. But
Uh-oh.
okay, so
Y'all sound like sisters too.
I'm-
Y'all sound related. What's going
I've
on?
been dating this, huh?
What's going on?
So I've been dating this guy for a total of 8 months,
Okay.
and he has not asked me to be his lady.
Ooh.
And I've told him that's what I wanted. We play house, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning. I mean, he's doing stuff for me too, like for my house or whatever. We spending so much time together, like 10 consecutive days at a time. We do all of this stuff, and like he's still not like just popping the question.
Mm.
And he did just get out of a 4-year relationship. So I understand that. And it was a like abusive relationship. So I understand all the trauma that comes with that. I think I'm just still feeling like I'm doing myself a disservice. I'm disrespecting myself by staying in this situationship, which everybody love nowadays. And I just no longer want to do it.
Right.
I don't. But even though I'm saying all of this, I'm still talking to other guys, accepting gifts from other guys. So it's like, am I really serious? Do I really want to be in this relationship? Or am I only doing those things because he's not giving me what I want?
Possibly trying to make yourself feel better about the situation. Still feel like you have some autonomy. So y'all been together for 8 months. Do y'all live together?
No.
Okay.
We've just been dating for 8 months.
Gotcha. You said playing house, so it confused me. Okay. How long? You say he was in a 4-year long relationship?
Yes.
How long ago did that end?
So it was like 2-3 months before me. It ended 2 or 3 months before me and him started talking.
That's fast. That's very, very fast. They say it typically takes half the length of the relationship to fully heal from it, right? No science on that. It's just a general rule of thumb. The longer you were together, the longer it takes to heal, right? Someone engaging somebody 2 months after a 4-year long relationship, that's rebound territory, love. So 8 months is way too long to start.
To be talking, right?
Yeah, that's way too long.
So what do you feel like is standard? How many months are you supposed to be talking?
Usually
before
a guy would know, assuming you're seeing each other like at a once per week cadence, right? Minimum. A guy's gonna know within 3 months. And normally it doesn't take that long. If he really, really is rocking with you, it don't even take 3 months. But we add an extra month for buffer. right? So about 3 months. Anything beyond 3 months is like, now you can argue that this is taking longer because he just exited a situation. Granted, but if he is dealing with, like, people rebound because they're trying to avoid grieving the previous situation, or maybe they want to feel desirable, right? They feel low because of the breakup, so like they hurt and get someone else to feel like they're wanted again, right? In other words, they're not getting with you for you, they're getting with you to feel something in them, which is a bad place to come from
I was
when it
gonna
comes
say
to
real
being in a
quick, I
relationship.
hate to cut in, but she's not telling the whole truth. He has asked her to be his girlfriend, but she wants a girlfriend proposal. Like she wants the full like flowers, candle, like t-shirt or whatever.
Okay.
Look at face.
Look, he asked me casually while we laying up.
Okay.
He's casually asking me.
Yeah.
I want you to put effort into asking me. Like, I want you to put effort into this relationship. I don't think I'm wrong for that. And now let me give you this other little bit of information.
Okay.
I do think I am a little toxic. Our second week of like talking, I went through his like stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went through his stuff in his house, and like I found some materials that was like, you know, female materials, I guess.
Okay.
And I brought it to his attention. And he was like, wow, like you really just invaded my privacy. So I feel like and I've been doing other little toxic things.
Okay.
Like I'm
There's more.
kind of like a bad person. Like I'm not that good. But my point is, he's saying that all of these little things add up. And like I've been like him taken aback, like, well, maybe I don't want to get into something similar like my past.
Yeah.
But okay, then let's stop playing house. Let's stop talking. Let's just stop doing it all together. Like let's just move on. But he's like, no. Obviously, we both are still here because we both want to grow and to be into some type of healthy relationship.
Okay. So how long ago did he ask you to be with him?
I mean, he probably asks me like every month, but the same type of time.
He's asking you regularly.
Regularly, when I'm constantly telling you, do more. Where's the dinner?
So
write it on a piece, like.
What's his response when you say do more?
He says okay. What's his name? He says, I don't want to say his name so bad. What he says okay.
And then he just does the same thing all over again?
Every time.
Interesting. Huh.
That's weird. That's what I'm saying. You're being weird. And then he says that he has plans, but that his plans fall through.
How long ago did he tell you that?
He just told me that today. I just got off the phone with him, and then we hopped on the live.
Okay. So when he said he has plans, his plans are pertaining to him asking you to be with him?
Yes. In the way that I want him to. And like I do have stipulations. Like you can't ask me on a holiday. My birthday just passed, and then Valentine's Day just passed.
Okay.
So I told him like you can't ask me on occasions.
We're ridiculous.
Listen,
Am I wrong?
I have very low faith it's gonna work out, even if he does do it, love, to be honest with you. Especially if like he feels like this dynamic is reminding him of his past situation. But I mean, are you wrong? I wouldn't say you're wrong to want that, right? You're trying to feel special. You will be wrong if you're trying to make a spectacle out of it. Like if you wanted him to ask you in a way so you can like take an Instagram photo and get likes on it.
No, I just wanted to be special. I'm not even a social media type of person.
Gotcha.
I just wanted to show creativity and effort. That's
Gotcha.
all.
Okay, I'm with you.
We just been intimate. You roll over and you ask me.
But you got to work on the toxic aspect of things, right? Because that's going to, one, like the toxic thing pretty much guarantees you're going to be with a particular type of person, right? Because higher quality people don't tolerate toxicity. So I don't even know much about him. If you are self-describing yourself as toxic and he's wanting to be with you, that tells me he's not that developed himself, right? So we already are not on a strong foundation. So I would do some self-work for sure. Hold on. You're saying they're lagging? Am I lagging, chat?
I don't know. You gonna go on stage?
Maybe you can hang up or I don't know.
The comments still going though.
Can y'all hear me, ladies?
What? That one.
Hold on. We back?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't know what happened. What's the last thing you heard? I thought y'all was taking notes.
Respectful thing, and then I reassured you that it wasn't about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think it was like you gotta stop the toxic stuff.
Yeah, you gotta stop the toxic stuff because you know if you're toxic like that, that's going to guarantee that you're with someone who is like kind of not developed, right? Because higher quality people don't accept toxicity, right? So that automatically guarantees if you're showing up in a toxic way, that automatically guarantees the person you're dealing with isn't the highest quality, right? So then that's going to already put the relationship on a shaky foundation. So even if you do get into the relationship, it's guaranteed to be one that ends. You see what I'm saying?
And you really think that this is not sustainable?
If you're telling me that you're toxic and you're self-describing yourself that way, 100% it will end. Absolutely. Right? Because it's not only you're toxic, it is you're with someone who accepts that.
Yeah.
Which could be someone with low self-esteem, right? Low self-esteem causes all types of problems. People with low self-esteem cheat. They do all types of shit, right? So me as a coach, I'm running through all the possible scenarios in my head as you're talking. And it's like none of them good. So what you think your problem is that he won't ask you to be his girl in the way that you want. But your real problem is you got to work on like the toxicity, heal yourself a bit to ensure that you can actually be in a proper dynamic with somebody, right?
And that's what he be saying too. Like, I don't think that it's about us not being in a relationship. I think it's about the way that we communicate, the way that we handle conflict, and all of that, which is cool. But then, so why am I not good enough for the relationship, but I'm good enough to do all of these other things with? If you feel like I'm just that toxic or we can't handle conflict well, then why are we spending 10 consecutive days together where you're cooking for me, I'm cooking for you, you rubbing my feet? We do all of these intimate, romantic things together.
Because sometimes it's like what I told you, like when people leave their previous relationship, right? That fast and get with someone else. It ain't about you anymore, right? It's about the role that you play in that person's life. What role does that person need? Or do they just need to be desired? Do they not want to be alone, right? Like a person like that, when they just hop into something new, it's not because they came across a person that they're like, I really like this person. More than likely it is, this person is good enough to serve this role for me so that I can feel better about myself. You get that distinction?
Yeah. I get that.
You want to come from a place where it's like, I'm a whole person, happy by myself, and I came across this person. I want to be with this person because they're so dope, right?
Right.
You don't want to be like, oh, this person just needs to be with somebody, and I was the first person they came across. You don't want that.
And so he did suggest therapy, like that he goes to his own personal, and then I go to my individual therapy as well. And I thought that was a good idea.
That's a good sign. Yeah, that's a good sign. That shows that he's like invested in the connection. So, yeah, I mean, that could work. That could work. You saw that comment, didn't you? Saw that comment pop up.
Thank
yeah,
you.
that can work. But I definitely suggest doing that. And then, if he's suggesting for both of y'all to go to therapy, then he'll make the big relationship ask that you want. I don't know why he's waiting to do it, but he will eventually.
Okay, well, thank you.
No problem. Both of y'all keep me posted though, all right?
Okay, we'll be back.
All right. Y'all take care.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right. Goddess of Brown, what's going on?
Hi, Coach.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me? All right. I'm gonna be very quick, straight to the point. Something's bothering me, and I know you can help.
All right, talk to me.
All right. So I just want to preface the question. I do model, so as you can imagine, I'm into my aesthetic, whatever, blah blah blah. So I'm having like a shallow moment. Okay, we'll leave it at that. But lately I haven't been booking any gigs because I have some nerve damage in my hands. I'm not driving that much, whatever, I'm embracing it. So long story short, I'm walking now around in my neighborhood, just things I wouldn't normally do. And a gentleman approached me in his vehicle. Well, he was with 4 other men. They were in uniform. I assume they're in the military. And they passed me, but then one guy said from his car, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." And I was like really dressed down. Like I had everything covered because I'm walking
Mm-hmm.
and I don't feel safe sometimes. So I don't want to be attractive. Hey, listen, that's my trauma. No one can tell me how to feel. So I'm doing me. And then he circles and he approaches me from the vehicle. He gets up close. So yada yada yada. He goes, "Oh my gosh, let me have your number. You're very beautiful." I said like this, and again for context, coach, I'm gonna tell you what I said. Give you like the vernacular. I said like this. I'm looking like real crazy right now,
Right.
and I was looking like, I hate to say it, like a bum, like for real, because I don't want men talking to me. I don't want to talk to them. Yes, I'm in therapy, but anyway, he's like. And then I said, "No, let me show you a picture of me." So, okay, I showed him a picture. I have nice boobs. I'm not trying to brag. Like, I'm a SpongeBob, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I got no ass. But I do have beautiful double D boobs that I'm proud of.
All right, cool.
Listen, I'm not bragging. Some women, we're all beautiful, but when you got it, come on, let's be proud. So I showed him a picture of my boobs, not naked, like the nipples and that thing. I had on a sexy dress. And he pretended like he was okay with it. He loved it. Even him and the other men in the car were like, "Oh, wow." And we exchanged numbers. Can I tell you he never called me? So go ahead, coach. Take it away. What did I do wrong? Nah.
What made you want to... I mean, I don't know if you did something wrong. Just because someone didn't call you doesn't necessarily mean you did something wrong. Like there's guys who get women's numbers all the time and they text them and then the women never respond. So it's like sometimes people just have something changes after the interaction, right? But what made you want to show him another picture of you?
Because I just wanted to impress him, let him know this is not how I look. But in retrospect, I was so shameful because I have a lot of confidence. As you can imagine, my profession, that precedes me. But for this, in my personal life, I can have a little low self-esteem.
Okay.
I just want people to know it is real. Like, don't ever look at certain women, that aesthetic you think is all that. No, we be having issues.
Right. Yeah, I don't think, like, if you didn't do that, I don't think that would have changed the outcome at all. Maybe it would have, but, like, if he's already approaching you, he's sold. The equivalent of that would be, like, a man going up and talking to a woman. Maybe he has like not the best shoes on, and she gives him her number, and he's like, "Wait, just before I leave, like, look at my bank account. Here's my bank account. Like, I got this much money. These shoes ain't normal shoes I wear. I actually got some Balenciaga boots at the crib. Here's my bank account. Look at my..." Like, that would probably turn her off, right? It's like, what did you feel the need to show me your bank account for if I already agreed that I was attracted to you and gave you my number, right?
You're so right. Just being cocky and like arrogant. So I guess people in the chat are saying, "What is my question?" My question is, why the hell didn't he call if he was impressed with both looks, the down look and the up look? What happened? Did he get shot? Like, I don't understand. He get deployed? Like, I want to know.
Maybe.
I'm like cocky like that. He never called. He asked me for my phone number and he never called.
Yeah. I mean, it's tons of different scenarios, right? It could be that the need for you to show the picture probably was a turn off. It could be he didn't think you were actually going to go for it, and then when you went for it, it was like, okay, it was the ego boost that he needed, and he didn't really have any real intent. It could be he's in a relationship. It could be he met somebody else who caught his eye. Like, there's all tons of stuff that could have actually transpired, but not everything has to do with like you specifically.
Okay. Well, I thank you for that. I'm gonna free up the line, get to someone more important. Your comments, your guests are rude, but it's all good.
You just gotta ignore them. You gotta ignore them. All right. But best of luck to you, love.
All the best. Thank you.
Take care. All right, Emma, what's going on? Mr. O'Neal, chill out. Hey, Mr. O'Neal, like, let's be respectful in the comments, all right? Some of y'all be throwing shots, and I'll be like, the self-awareness is crazy. Mr. O'Neal, I need you to chill out, brother. We can't be telling people they need a profile pic. Emma, what's going on, man?
Yeah, nothing much. I've been going through your coach. I've been listening to your program, and I really enjoying it. And there is a question I want to ask very quickly. I don't know. I see this thing always happen occasionally. I don't know. As a guy, you meet a lady, you guys start chatting, start discussing one or two. From there, before you know, the girl will start putting all her being into the guy's head.
This is one of the ones. We got a translator in the chat. Just on standby. Emma, I can't hear you anymore. Fortunately, I gotta drop because I don't hear you anymore. Thank God I had to drop because that was gonna be a hard one to parse, as they say. Elle, what's going on?
Okay, so I've been talking to this guy for like 4 months, and he's saying that like he likes me, but he doesn't like have that feeling of like love in a way. Like he was saying like with his past relationship, it's been like very fast, like he just fell in love very fast. But like with me, like it's been like 4 months and he still like doesn't feel that way. But he's saying that he wants to, but it's like, is that like something that I should like, like stay with, or should I like, just let it go?
So it's been 4 months of y'all seeing each other, and he's saying that he doesn't feel like that strongly for you, like he has with past connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will let that go, love.
Shit.
Yeah,
Dang.
I mean the equivalent is like a woman dealing with a guy who's like a really good guy, and she probably wants to want him, but she can't really get there.
Yeah.
That seems like that is flipped in this situation, where like he probably likes you as a person, but it's like the romantic connection for whatever reason isn't really activating.
Dang. Okay. Well, thank you. That's all I needed to hear.
All right, love. You take care.
Thanks, you too.
Breezy, what's happening?
Hey, okay,
going
so
Breezy, what's going on?
if
Go ahead.
like when a guy has interest or and he likes you, like what's the difference between interest and him actually liking you? Because like example, the girl who just came up, I forgot her name, the model, she was mentioning that the guy, it seemed like he seemed like he's interested and he didn't call her. So it's like, I don't know, like when you know when a guy's like trolling or not, or he just wants attention, or what's going on here? Like it's weird.
It's consistency of behavior. Interest comes first. Interest comes first. Liking you comes after I know you. Right? And this phrase "like you" is annoying online because not with you, but just in general when I see content. More specifically when it pertains to men talking about women. You don't know if you like a person till you've experienced them, right? So there's advice given to guys like, if she really likes you, she'll answer your text back really fast. And it's like, that's true, but if you haven't gone on a date with her yet, she hasn't experienced you to even determine whether or not she likes you yet. So what they're talking about in that situation is a woman who is so physically attracted to you that she invests a bit more. But even if she does find you to be very physically attractive, she still doesn't like you yet because she hasn't tasted your essence yet. She just sees something that she thinks she may like. But the experience of you will determine whether or not she likes you. So you just maybe go on a whole diatribe about something that annoys the hell out of me. But yes, interest is going to be, taste your essence is insane. I don't know why I framed it that way, but just roll with it. But yeah, interest comes first. Liking comes after that, after they actually been exposed to your personality, right?
Okay, yeah. What are the signs of that versus the interest? Like, what's something they might say? Like, what's a hint or like a flag?
So, what problem are you trying to solve even with this question?
There's no problem. It's just like in general,
Just
like
curiosity.
yeah.
I mean,
What's something?
the answer is just like the truth of the situation will be revealed over time. That's why you always look for consistency of behavior, right? Consistency of behavior is going to tell you everything you need to know. So if somebody likes you, they're going to be consistent with their behavior. If someone thought they would like you, aka they were interested, and they've determined they don't like you, you'll see behavior shift, right? So maybe they don't text you anymore. Maybe they flake on dates. Maybe they don't even try to schedule dates, right? But when you see someone being consistent in their interest and affection, or maybe even an increase, right, in intensity a little bit, maybe they want to see you more than usual, those are signs the person actually likes you. When you see things progress, the person being a bit more vulnerable, the person asking you to be exclusive, the person asking you to be into a relationship, right? Those are all signs the person likes you.
Okay, so like in the talking stages, so like if he's consistent and then he just disappears, is that an immediate, like, that's why it's really hard to determine whether.
When you say talking stage, do you mean that y'all haven't been physically on a date yet?
Yeah, just like in
See,
talking
the
stage,
talking
like
the talking stage isn't. I don't even believe in talking stages, because the person can only, an embodied experience is needed for the person to determine if they actually like you. You're not going to text somebody. You're not going to text your way into that, right? You need to be face to face, an embodied experience. That's how you're going to determine if the person likes you or not. This is like even biologically true. Pheromones tell us this. Like pheromones play a part in attraction. There are women who like they can smell you and know that they're attracted to you, right? On like a very primal level. You can only be exposed to pheromones in an in-person interaction, right? So it's like you need that dynamic to be at play to determine the true interest level of the person. We just had a caller, I think, yesterday. She talked to this man for months, right? Consistently. And then they went on the first date, and then he just didn't want to see her anymore. It's like, yeah. Because you're supposed to have.
If he was talking.
Go ahead.
Like, if he was talking to her and consistent for her that long, wasn't necessarily. It wasn't. I don't think it then wasn't necessarily her. It was probably what he didn't like, what he saw.
Possibly. Or it could be a pheromone thing, right? Or it can be just the experience of her in real life is different. You know, you need an embodied experience. All this talking stage stuff is a waste of time. If you're going to have a talking stage, it should be a week at most. Let's get to it. Let's go ahead and meet. If we're not meeting, we don't really know anything.
Okay, that's true. Okay, thanks.
All right, Breezy. You take care, love.
How's it going?
I'm going to say this every time Breezy calls in. Top 3 voices in the chat. Her voice is mesmerizing. Cece, what's going on?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, because I'm like, my service is nervous. I'm Ubering, so.
Okay.
All right, y'all, we only at 36K. We need to be tapping. Let's get those numbers up. Let's get the shares up. Let's get the reposts up. Y'all know the drill. Yeah, let's get up to at least 50K real fast. I'm gonna ask you to stop whatever you're doing and let's tap that screen double time just as fast as you can. Even if we had 100 people right now to stop and tap, those numbers will jump up. But I'm asking at least 300 out of the 345 people that are in here to stop whatever they're doing safely and tap that screen to show your support. You've been sitting in here. The queue has been full. So you already know this live is popping tonight. People are coming through, they're showing up, and we're getting some really good content here. So you guys are showing your support. We ask you to keep showing your support by tapping that screen so we can consistently get these numbers up. Why do we have you tap? Because it's going to help the algorithm as people are scrolling. We get more and more people. We love this host to have more and more followers, so that way when you come in here, we have really good live. There's a lot of stuff to learn. You're here for this message. You're already here for this message, so show your support by tapping that screen. Get these numbers up real fast. Great, we're at 41. Let's keep going. Don't forget to grab your daily heartbeat. That's that orange heart right up at the top. And let's get a few more shares. That gray arrow down there at the bottom. At the bottom, y'all. We got a few more people that I know can repost. And if you are all in panel, please make sure you guys are following the host. We appreciate it. See, we're at 43. That's what I'm talking about, chat, you guys. That you guys show up when I ask. So I appreciate it. Coach appreciates it. The mods definitely appreciate it. Let's keep tapping that screen. Let's get these numbers up. We got over 30 minutes left. Was that 40 minutes left in the show? So I know you guys can make that number. The real goal is 115 taps. So my speed power tap right now. And maybe I might come back up again like for more minutes, like 20 minutes. And we go power tap again. But if you can continuously tap, get these numbers up. Thank you so much. And real quick before I go, Coach, I had a conversation with one of my friends tonight because I met up with her.
Hold on one second,
And we
CC.
were talking about
Eva.
the whole flirting thing.
CC, hold on one second. Eva, can you bring the chat back? Appreciate you, Eva. Now, what you say? CC? You say you talking to one of your friends, or what happened?
I was talking with my best friend. She's known me for like, I don't know, 20 years now. And we were talking about the whole flirting thing, and she was like, "You ain't never know how to flirt." I was like, "Damn." She was like, she said, "I have never seen you flirt before." She's like, "You could do like a little bit with your eyes, like you know, you kind of give signals." But she was like, "You do not know how to flirt." I was like, "Damn."
Wow.
She's like, "As long as I've known you." So I was like, "Okay, I guess that's something I gotta work on."
I mean, you don't have to
But she
work on
called
it
me
now.
tonight.
You're in
She
a
was like,
you're
"Yeah,
in a
you don't know how to
full
flirt."
yeah. You don't have to work on it now. You're in a full-fledged relationship. It's too late. You missed the window.
I know, but I still gotta do something. You know, I feel like I gotta give a little razzle dazzle here and there. That's where like sometimes we don't have like that spark. Maybe I feel like an old couple, and it's like we extra boring.
I see.
So that's why I was like, I got a little something.
Okay. Well, go ahead and get in the gym.
I don't want to be a boring couple just yet.
Right. Go ahead and get in
Get
there.
in the gym.
Get in the gym. In the flirtation gym is what I mean. Not the actual gym.
Oh, I was like that. Right. That's what, like, she said she was gonna help me out because she actually is a really good flirt. But she took a class, and she's always been like this, like super friendly person. So I feel like that's why the reason why it's like a little easier. Like I'm friendly, but like I'm not outgoing. I'm very shy.
Right.
And like quiet. So when we're out, she's the main one like that. She's been talking to people, and like she's the one that like get the free drinks, you know. And I'd be like, I benefit, you know. But I'm definitely not that girl that's like with the banter and all that stuff. So like, I you know gotta spice it up a little bit, bit.
I hear you.
With the words, you know. I do everything else, words. But yeah, I learn something every time I come in. That got to me. I was like, dang, I don't know how to flirt. I owned it first, but she kind of reaffirmed it. It's like, yeah, I ain't never told you to do anything. So I gotta get some more content people on TikTok that know how to flirt. So, but all right, y'all, we at 58. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you guys so much for the taps and support. Keep tapping that screen. Thank you. All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, appreciate you, CC. All right, who we got next? Pharaoh.
Hey, I'm here.
What's going on?
I'm finna walk back out to my husband, but
What?
I'm gonna walk back out to my husband, but I think that we see things differently.
Okay.
So I expect him, so we both have jobs. We both work, well, I work 8 hours, he works 12.
Okay.
He comes home and I'm expected to cook, clean, and do all the chores in the house. But he's not supposed to. So I
Okay.
guess that's where my question lies. Like how do I have a job? He has a job. It is extra for him, but we both live in the same house.
Okay. So have y'all talked about this?
We've gone through counseling together.
Okay. And what was
I
the
have kids, he has kids. My kids are younger because I am younger.
okay? And what was the result of these conversations?
He makes excuses, and on that same note, I guess I do. It's just in a different way. So ultimately, he thinks because he works all day, and he does, he works more than I do.
Okay.
8 hours versus 12 hours. And he does think that his is more laborious than mine, and it might be. He's a blue collar man, and I'm a cook. So I think both are very laborious. But I've never worked in his job. He's never worked in mine.
Okay.
So where do we match on this? He doesn't even know how to start a dishwasher.
And you do, right?
And yes, I
So-
get home from work.
Okay.
I clean the kitchen. When I cook at night, I cook at night and then I do dishes in the morning, or in the afternoon when I get home from work. I
Right.
sweep the floor, I mop the floor, I make sure his room is clean, I make sure my kids' rooms are clean. The only responsibility that everyone has in this household, and I have adopted kids too, they do their own laundry. But I do everything else.
How old are the kids?
They're older, so they're in their teens, or they're
They're in their
grown.
teens?
So
Why
19.
are the teens not taking care of the house?
It's probably my fault. So
Okay, well we gotta
they're adopted. They're
Doesn't matter.
either adopted.
Doesn't
or
matter.
They're stepkids.
Doesn't matter. If you
Stepkids.
have teenagers in the house, they should be helping with that kind of stuff. Sounds like both of y'all are overworked, right? So the teens should be the ones who are handling those very simple responsibilities. That's the very easy, elegant solution.
I'm enabling. I do understand that.
Okay, but that's
I
the
have
answer.
Just gotten here
That doesn't matter.
with
That's the
my adopted kids.
I got you,
not
but
the stepkids.
that's the answer to the question, though, love. Like that's just the answer, right? So you got to figure that out, right? So maybe you and him put y'all heads together, figure out how we're gonna get these teens to do this work, and y'all figure it out. All right?
But how do we do that? How do we put our heads together if he's?
I can't. You got to have some sort of agency, beloved. I can't help you. I'm starting to not believe you know how to work a dishwasher because this is a very simple problem to solve. All right. Thinker, what's going on?
Hello, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I am good. A little sick, but good. I wanted your advice on my current relationship. I think it is going well, but there are certain things that is not very clear to both of us. And I just, needed your advice on it and what you might, what you think about it. So, we met about 9 months ago. And we met on a dating app. A week after we met, I actually had to leave the country for some time for about 6 months. We continued to talk. We didn't meet in person. For that 6 months, we continued to just talk. He was pretty interested. I was interested. And it went on for 6 months, and then I came back, and we met in person. Everything is going well. He's a very intelligent guy. I think we're a good match for the most part. But I struggle with trust issues. I had a pretty bad experience in the past. So it takes me a pretty long time to trust people. Not just in a relationship, honestly, even in friendships. That takes me time. I trust him for the most part, but I'm not fully there. Like, I wouldn't say I trust him like 99% or 100% if that's possible. My guard is always up. And he senses that, and we talked about it, and he said, like, what do you need, for me to do, for you to trust me? But sometimes he tends to force it a little bit too. He gets defensive in a sense. He's like, what can I do to make you trust me, type of thing. And I tell him, like, I don't want to force it. I want it to happen naturally. Like I said, he's a very kind guy. Like, honestly, one of the best guys that I've talked to, which is why I even continue to talk to him. And that 6 months I was away from the country. So, and he's also, the other thing is, like, he's very, I don't know how to say this without making it sound like a bad thing, but he's emotional. Like, he gets emotional when we talk about these things. Like, he cries about it. He tells me, like, I think my tears are a way of, like, because I didn't question it, but I don't know how to phrase it. Like, he said that his tears are, his way of trying to tell me that he likes me and he's serious about this. But I'm not used to men being emotional around me. So I don't know how to even process that sometimes. And I feel like that is my own thing. But I guess my question is, like, how can I get over my fear of trusting him? Because I'm very guarded still, even after all this month. And we've been seeing each other for some time in person now. We see each other at least 3 times a week or more. So that's my question, really.
Okay. When you say you don't trust him, what does that mean? What is your lack of trust in him preventing you from
I
doing?
was cheated on in the past, so I feel like he's gonna do the same. Yeah, and it's not just him, honestly. Even when I was trying to talk to other men before him, as soon as that feeling comes up, I just cut them off. And I've been single for some time for that reason. But this guy kind of stayed by my side even when I was trying to push him away. And he's like, I'm not gonna let you go back to being hiding. And he jokes about it, like, but he's very persistent, and he's like, I really want this, and I see a future, and I want to work on this. And I do too. I really want to work on this, and that's why I'm here too. But I don't know how to get over that fear.
Okay. Okay. And y'all been dealing with each other for how long?
I mean, almost a year, like 9 months, almost 10 months, around that time.
So what is this fear preventing you from doing?
I guess, like, we haven't even said I love you to each other. Like, we're taking things very slow, and you do have to understand, just because I was out of the country for 6 months, that also delayed us in a way. But I mean, I've been here for some time. I've been back, and we see each other, like I said, like 3 times a week or more. We have sleepovers and whatnot. I feel like he loves me. But we haven't said that. I haven't said it to him.
Okay.
I also feel like I'm guarded. Like, I don't question him, but I also don't show him that I trust him. I think he's picking up on my,
Gotcha. So
yeah.
this is essentially just fear. And the only way you deal with fear is by exposure therapy. So right now your fear is manifesting as you keeping yourself guarded and not being vulnerable, not letting him in. Because if you are never vulnerable, then you can never connect to the degree to where you can really get hurt by him, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way out of that is you just start microdosing vulnerability. So be a little vulnerable, a little more vulnerable, right? And then as you do that, you kind of train your nervous system that when you get vulnerable with this person, nothing bad happens, which then can open you up to be even more vulnerable, right? It's not a binary thing. You're like, okay, I don't trust you. How do I trust you? It's like you got to stair step it.
Process,
Yeah, step by step by step, right? So just start giving more small bits of vulnerability, and over time that's going to build up to where like you finally get to a place where you're just fully open to him, right? Especially if he proves your fear wrong and doesn't do you wrong. Okay, so yeah, that's all you have to do in this situation.
Yeah, yeah. No, someone in the comments said she likes him. I read a few ones that said, does she want to be with him or not? I really want to be with him. Like I said, I think he's a pretty healthy guy. And I feel like the toxic one, even though usually I thought I was the healthy one. So, yeah, I think I'm going to continue to open up. And I did open up to him like 2 months ago or a month ago or something. And he had tears. It's like, I'm not used to that. Like, I'm not used to a man having that level of emotions. What do you think of that? Like, I'm not like completely uncomfortable by it because I sit with him and I don't like shame him for it, but I'm just not used to it.
Yeah, that's definitely out of the norm. Is he kind of effeminate?
No, he's very masculine. He's an engineer. He doesn't even have like a lot of like women friends and whatnot. He's in his like early 30s. Yeah, I'm not sure if he feels like a strong connection or whatnot. I'm not used to this. So it's kind of throwing me off. I even thought he was like, is he manipulating me with like emotions? Like that's how much I'm not used to it.
No, he probably just really likes you. And probably been waiting for you to open up a little bit. So, I mean, that's what it sounds like.
Okay. And, okay. Yeah, I'm going to think of it that way too. I didn't shame him, which is, I think, important. I wasn't 100% comfortable with it, but I'm glad I didn't do that because I kind of like it. I think it's like it's new to me, but I'm also like what is it? My nervous system is not used to things like that. Okay, yeah, I'll continue to open up to him, and I was gonna ask one more thing. Sorry.
Sure.
Oh yeah, so about the I love you thing, do you feel like this is normal or are we playing it too safe? Because my friends are like, oh, you guys haven't said I love you to each other. That's a long time.
I mean, do you feel it?
Do I feel like I love him? Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm completely in love with him, but I do love him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you should say it when you feel it, but you may be guarded with saying that, right? Because that's vulnerability. And he may feel the same way, but is holding back because he knows you're guarded.
Yeah, he knows I'm very, very guarded. Yeah. Like he looks at me like he loves me, like he gives me that look, but I'm very guarded. I know that. So I guess, is there anything that I can do on my part to see if he will say it first? I don't know. I'm kind of scared to say it first.
Yeah, more than likely you're going to be the one to say it first. And he's going to, he might like say it immediately when you start saying it. Like if you're saying he looks at you like he loves you and he's crying when you're vulnerable, the man obviously loves you, right? He just probably doesn't want to scare you off by saying it. So, yeah, more than likely you're going to have to say it first, to be honest with you.
And, yeah, that makes sense. And he's a very, reserved person. I mean, even the way you talk, you kind of talk like him. He's very reserved and, kind of just calm. So, it's kind of surprising that he would have tears. Like, if you see him, you would think, like, so that's kind of probably what threw me off a little bit too.
Right.
But I'll take that as a sign that this is a raw emotion and not him trying to manipulate me or anything like that. Again, he's very consistent. Haven't seen anything. I told him one time that when I opened up, I told him that my ex used to put his phone down, and that was one of my triggers. And ever since then, he puts it up.
Yeah, that's someone who's showing you a lot of effort, love.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to maintain that. Okay.
Okay, I will overcome my fear, and thank you so much for having me. I've been trying to talk to you. I came a few times.
Really?
So I'm glad I got a chance today. And again, thank you, and I'll be in the comments listening.
Sounds good, love. You take care, all right?
You too.
Eva, chill out. Waiting to exhale. What's going on?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh. Okay, hey everybody. So I just stopped talking to my situationship, and I'm back in the dating world, and I'm on Hinge, and it's it's awful.
Right.
There's a guy. I started talking to him, and he's cool, educated. We talked about flirting and banter yesterday. I thought that was right on par because his flirting is, I'm gonna get you pregnant.
That's his flirting?
Thank you.
I'm gonna get you pregnant? That's funny.
Sorry, I didn't know I was on mute. I'm sorry. No, girl, no. That's exactly how I felt because it's day 2, but this is not the first time I've had this comment. Is this just, am I reacting to taken aback? Am I clutching my pearls? Like, is this the dating scene now?
I'm gonna get you pregnant. All right. Ooh-wee. Yeah, I mean, people are bad at it. They're just bad at it, man. It's I don't know. I think it's like it's rare. Men aren't saying this in real time to a person, so they don't see the actual in real time reaction. They're saying it like via text and stuff like that. So it's like it sounds good in their head, and then yeah, it's just people don't really have that social skills nowadays. So that's happened to you just once, or it's happened to you multiple times?
This is like a common saying.
It's I'm gonna get you pregnant.
It's so common. And I'm seeing people saying that it's happened to them too. And I'm just like, okay, do y'all stick with it? Like, do you
keep entertaining them?
Reorient people? Like, or did they end up trapping you, girl? Like,
well, they're not serious. Well, maybe some are. Some probably are. But I think the majority of saying it are just like joking. Like my version of that is to pretend like we have kids already sometimes, right? That's a more tame version of that, right? It's obviously a joke, right? But yeah, I'm gonna get you pregnant. I didn't know they were still using that. That's very interesting.
It's so 2020, like 1 and 2020, maybe not. It's not even 2022, but no. Yeah, they're still using it. So.
Can I make a comment on that?
Please,
yeah, go ahead.
Please. I don't know. This isn't my show. I'm telling you, please, but girl.
Go ahead.
No, I just joined. Is that okay? I just
normally we boot people for it, but it's fine. This situation, you're good. You're good. No, you're good. What you got to say, love? Go ahead.
Well, I just was gonna say, being with the information you're providing, how I took it was kind of a suggestion to start talking about sex and what that's gonna look like, right? And start opening up how open. Sorry, my Yorkies begging for my attention.
I thought that was your stomach. I was like, what's going on? All right.
But yeah, just seeing how I think a lot of men nowadays like to test boundaries and test limits. And I think that was his way. I could be wrong, but I think that was that person's way of seeing how is she going to react. And if she doesn't cut me off right now, then I got the green light to eventually push this issue further. So that's how I took it.
Yeah, I think a lot of times it's a feeler, to your point, right? Trying to feel where you're at, how you're gonna respond to this, and if you respond positively to it, then it's like, okay, I can kind of know how to carry it. But that's also someone who is highly uncalibrated, because you can achieve that same aim in a very a smoother, more suave way, right? So yeah, but it's like you've experienced men telling you that on Hinge, you said?
Yeah, primarily, yes.
Okay. How soon did they say it? What's the context? Are y'all like talking about anything similar, or is it just they just throw it out there?
No, he literally, like, we were having a conversation yesterday on the phone, and mid-conversation, it was going really well. Mid-conversation, he's like, "Do you want to have kids?" Okay, that's one. And of course, that time it was kind of like we were just talking about something, but I mean, at some point, shoot, I don't know. Second conversation via text is how that happened. Like, we were talking about cooking, and he mentioned he was making something that he would like never, publicize, right? He would just give his kids this because it's, it's nutrition, it's sustenance. So I was like, "Oh, do you have kids?" And he was like, "Not, no, I'm talking about the ones I'm gonna give to you." Like, it just came out of nowhere.
Oh, so he didn't verbatim say, "I'm gonna get you pregnant."
No.
Okay. I got you.
Okay, so now the alarms are back off. Did I overdo it?
No, you're fine. I mean, it's just I thought he was verbatim saying, "I'm going to get you pregnant."
No.
Like in the spectrum of like uncalibrated to smooth, he did take one step in the smooth. Right? just that's a lot better than, "I'm gonna get you pregnant." It's not as bad as I thought, but it's still okay. So you're experiencing different variations of that.
Yeah, maybe like the experience that I've had where people do say that, it is just off-putting. Because I'm just like, how did we get there?
Right. Right. So in y'all's dynamic, were y'all flirting at all? Like, was that his first attempt at being playful?
For today, yes. And that is it. Like, the playful is either it's very overt. I wouldn't say like he has great banter. Like, the type of flirtation is literally, "I like your voice. I like your, the way you look." It's not, I guess it's not on my level of flirting.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Does that? Yes.
Yeah, I think that's typical. I mean, that's why I make a living, right? The guys don't know how to do this shit. So it's like, yeah, it's really bad out there. And it's rough. It's rough because, especially when you talk about like a dating app, if you over-index too much on smoothness, you are optimizing for men who probably are talking to 30 other women simultaneously. Because you only get smooth with practice. You don't come out the womb knowing how to do this shit, right? So like that's what you got to juggle. It's like, maybe don't, like, you might have to give a little bit of grace, because sometimes somebody fumbling a little bit is a good sign in a way. Maybe they don't have that much experience, which means they probably aren't having a lot of experience currently, right? The problem is women, like, they get with these guys who are very calibrated, very smooth, and it's like that's the man a lot of women going after. And we talk about a dating app, you're in the environment where he would be talking to 20 other women simultaneously.
to okay, so there's two levels to it. There's the off put, and then somebody said it sounds like you like it. No, it's not that I like it. It's that this is what we are like dealing with, you know? So I could either reorient the conversation, or I don't know, stop, which is also an option that I'm very okay with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm trying to do as I'm like re-entering the dating field. It's like, how often am I gonna have to navigate these conversations that make me uncomfortable?
It's going.
Maybe not so much so.
It increases in frequency depending on the environment that you're dating in, right? So on an app, your quote that I love is, if you want a easy life, do things the hard way. You want a hard life, do things the easy way. So doing things the easy way from a dating perspective is dating apps. It's packaged as the more efficient pathway to find a connection, when in reality it's the hardest pathway to find a connection. Okay? So just by you putting yourself on a dating app and dating exclusively through that medium, you're going to have quite the time. Okay? Yeah, quite the time. It's a feature, not a bug. It's just how it is.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. That was fun.
All right. Can you post on how it goes, right, love? Don't get pregnant.
I will.
Have a good one. All right, who we got? What's going on?
Hey. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's happening?
Hi.
Hello?
I just started watching the live, and I'm like, oh my God, your aura is just so calming and
appreciate you.
peaceful. And so I started to tap in and thought I would go ahead and join. So thank you for adding me.
I appreciate you. What you got going
Absolutely.
on?
Actually, I don't have anything going on. But I've been talking, Valentine's just passed.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking with my girlfriends, and I kind of I was taking the day to self-reflect. And I realized that it was my first Valentine's Day that I wasn't in a man's presence. Like, didn't go on a date, wasn't courted, didn't do anything. I was just by myself. And I took the time. I've always told myself, I'm 26, graduating with my MSW in May. And I've always told myself, I don't have any kids. I've told myself, like, I'm looking for a husband. That's what I want to entertain as a husband.
Right.
But I also have run into the issue of, like, I'm not a club scene kind of girl. I don't do dating apps. My structure from my day-to-day is so strict, I want to say. And I wonder if I'm closing off opportunities for me to meet my husband. And so I guess this is kind of a multi-layered question, but one, with the school, with the work, with being independent for so long, I feel like I start to, I don't know if masculine energy is the word to describe it, but I feel like I'm intimidating a lot of men.
Okay.
And I guess I'm just wondering, how do I... I'm kind of wondering, what can I do as a woman who enjoys being independent, who enjoys, like, working, going to school, who enjoys doing all of those things, but also is still seeking my husband? What can I do to create a space where men do feel comfortable talking to me and don't, because I have a lot of male friends, and they always tell me, like, you intimidate men, and men want to feel needed and wanted. And how could they need that? How could you make a man feel like that when you have everything? You have your happiness, you have the money, you have all of these things. So what can they provide? And I don't really know how to answer that question. So I don't know if you have any thoughts or
Okay.
if I need to.
So when you say that you intimidate men, is that from your lived experience, or is that just what you are extrapolating to based off of what your male friends have told you?
I wouldn't say just based off of what my male friends have told me, but I think just based off of my experiences, like I don't know if it's I'm closed off or like I'll give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm out with my friends, we're at a restaurant, we're having dinner, I've had men approach me and they'd be like, "You're beautiful." And my response is like, "Thank you." And then I go back to having the conversation with my girlfriends. And they're like, "Girl, what the hell? You just fumbled that." And I'm like, "Oh, wait, what?"
Right.
He's supposed to say more to me. All he said is that I'm beautiful.
Mhm.
Where's the rest? So somebody said they just don't like you. Maybe that's true too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're actually intimidated or if there's something in me that needs to create a space where they feel more comfortable.
So
Or
you
what?
haven't had this
I don't know.
experience like actually on a date.
Say that again.
You haven't had this experience like actually on a date. Like a vibe that you were intimidating the person.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Like half the time, this whole intimidating thing is just a clean narrative to grasp onto, but it's normally not the case. A lot of times, the intimidation factor is really just the woman in question isn't likable. A lot of women are like, "I intimidate men." It's like, no, you're just not likable. Like you're quite annoying of an experience, right? Doesn't sound like that's your situation. Have you you say you don't go out or anything like that, so I take it you're not actively dating anyone?
No, I'm not actively dating anyone.
Okay. So, and you haven't tried anything to date? Like you haven't kind of positioned yourself in a way to like expose yourself to the date market?
In what ways?
Like no dating apps, no I'm going out with my girls just to kind of like, scope the scene out, none of that kind of stuff.
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so if you say that you want like a serious connection, the first thing I would say is don't think of it as a dating problem, think of it as a social problem, right? So people who have the best and most vibrant social lives tend to have the easiest dating lives. Okay?
Right.
People who are plugged in socially just naturally meet a lot of romantic prospects. So what you want to do is put yourself in static environments. That doesn't mean go out to the club or anything like that. A static environment is described as an environment you can go to where you see the same people there every time you go, right? So school is like that. A job is like that, right? And that's why in those environments, people tend to pair up. Like a lot of people want to date their coworkers. Why? Because they're around them all the time. Being around them all the time builds that familiarity, and that familiarity opens the door to attraction, right? Same thing in school. It was easier to date people when you were in high school and college, right? So you have to kind of manufacture that environment for yourself as an adult. If you don't want to date your coworkers, right? So that could be hobbies, clubs, things of that nature. What I would do is like kind of think about the type of man that you want, then reverse engineer where he may spend his time, right? What kind of activities would he enjoy? Would he volunteer,
Absolutely.
right? Would he do something like that? And then just start putting yourself in those spaces. And when you're there, you're not like in I'm searching for a husband mode, right? You're in I'm connecting with the people in this space mode, right? Because every platonic connection that you make could be a person that introduces you to the person that you're going to date. You see what I'm saying? So it's a person game at the end of the day. This is really a key to life in general. Life is about people. You're trying to optimize for any outcome. A person is going to make that a lot easier for you. So the more people you meet, the easier. Like if you want a job, right? Yeah, you can tweak your resume. What would make getting that job a lot easier is if you had a connection to the job, right? So meeting people is a super hack to every positive outcome in life. And dating and relationships are no different. So that's how I would approach it. Now, to the point that your male friends made, what they're saying is a half truth. There are men who, I would say the average man is probably someone who would not want to deal with a woman who doesn't need him in a sense, right? but you don't sound like you want an average man, right?
I sound like I want an average
I said
man?
you don't sound like you want an average man.
Oh,
You don't
yeah,
sound
yeah,
like that,
great.
right? So that's fine. You do want to be able to tap more into your feminine at times, right? Like the goal for everyone, just to zoom out real quick, is to be psychologically integrated, right? So for men, it is for them to have a masculine core, but to integrate their feminine, meaning like when the moment calls for it, they can tap into that. For women, it's to have a feminine core, but to integrate their masculine, so when the moment calls for it, they can tap into that, right? So most people are average, right? That, how does that detract from my point? Anyway, so you do want to be able to lean into that feminine essence at times, so that you don't come across as like, I do everything myself, right? It's fine to be independent. You can have your autonomy, cool, but they were hinting to something real, which is that men want to feel useful. They do. We do want to feel useful, right? But this doesn't have to be in like a big macro sense, right? I've told women, like, yeah, you probably can open the jar of pickles, but have your man do it, right? Ask him to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, just find opportunity. That's just having a bit of like social savvy, a little bit of finesse. Like you just know. Like I've used the examples of like SMETS workers, right? Now, obviously, you don't want to be a SMETS worker, but one thing that they truly understand is like male psychology, right? And they know that they appeal to the male ego, right? Just like men have to understand the woman they're dealing with, and like women want to feel special and chosen, right? Men want to feel significant in their own way, right? And the way that you do that is you appeal to their ego. And there's a multitude of ways of doing that, but you just start educating yourself on those things so that you can kind of counterbalance the independence and innate strength that you enter the room with, so that, and in that way you actually become more attractive because you're more dynamic. You know what I mean? Like a woman who's purely feminine is not going to hold a candle to a woman who is also feminine, but then also can tap into her masculine when she needs to. So you have to be in a place where it's like you read the room. Okay, you at work, masculine, focus, direction, right? Goal oriented. You with your man on date night, let him plan the date, right? Let him choose where we're going to go. Let him choose the venue. You take a step back. Let him do it. And then you show appreciation for him doing it. Right? So it's just being, that's the finesse we're talking about. It's just kind of knowing you gotta have multiple tools in your toolbox, right? And then know which tool for which moment, which tool solve which problem. When you do that, you'll be fine.
I love that. Thank you.
No problem, love. Definitely give it a whirl and keep me posted on how it goes, all right?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, dear. You have a good one.
You too.
All right, that was the last call, chat. No more calls. Y'all still got questions? Y'all can drop them in the chat or wait until 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, where I will be live again. But right now, we'll just shoot the shit with the chat. What's going on, people? What's happening? Let me see. No, appreciate you. Y'all like that little riff at the end there? Yeah, you do want to integrate, like as a man or a woman, right? Psychological integration. The more that you can integrate, really, the more you can integrate, the better quality person you'll be able to choose. You're awesome. Who are you? I appreciate you, love. I'm just a dating and relationship coach for men, believe it or not. I just answer questions from both men and women on this live. My wife has 3 masters and is corporate executive, but she is all women. I'm a retired trucker. Okay, nice. So your wife is kind of integrated then. So she's like boss lady at the job, and then when she gets home, she knows how to tap into that softness. You can't beat that. You really can't beat that. Because when you have a woman who's integrated like that, she is an asset to your life. Like a lot of guys talk about like, oh, women need to be feminine. I agree, but if you get a woman who's purely feminine, like that's just a responsibility at that point. That's just a job. She's not like every problem y'all have is your problem. You got to solve it. You get a woman who's integrated, she actually adds value to the relationship, right? So y'all have a problem, she can help solve that problem. She can contribute. That's really what you want. Integrate is just make something a part of you, right? A part of you that you've disowned, you just make it more of a part of you so you become more whole. Yeah, asset versus liability. Yeah. The problem is a lot of women have become harder and more masculine because we live in a capitalistic system and they had to do so, right? So a woman who is going to college and pursuing her trying to build a business or join a corporate America, she kind of has to harden in order to achieve those things if there is no man in her life who's helping facilitate that process, right? And a lot of them don't know how to work their way back because this isn't something that is taught. But you don't really see a lot of integration in society. You see people polarizing to one side or the other. So you see men polarizing to their feminine and then women polarizing to their masculine. And it's just everything is inverted. It's quite the conundrum, but I think we're figuring it out. It takes a man stepping into masculinity too. Yeah. But that's not guaranteed though, right? Like some people will say like, well, if he was around me and was masculine, then I could be in my feminine. It's a partial truth, half truth. You still have to be willing to relinquish control. And a lot of women don't want to do that. A lot of women don't want to do that. There's plenty of women who are masculine women with a masculine man, and they don't want to. They either don't want to or don't know how to relinquish control. And when you have two masculine together, it's like it just creates conflict. You're kind of fighting over control of the situation. How should women show appreciation? I mean, just saying thank you go a long way. You would be surprised how few women actually say thank you for taking them out on a date. It's this entitlement mindset. And it's like, it's unconscious entitlement. Negative and negative battery don't match precisely. True, I'm an alpha female. Okay. Bare minimum. What you talking about, Prevo? Prevo, I didn't know you were here. What you got going on, love? You changed that profile pic again? I done made you my wallpaper, Prevo. Just to let you know. When you change your profile picture, I had the mods take a little screenshot. It's my wallpaper now. Just thought I would let you know that in front of everybody, you know. I even say thank you for a good phone call. Okay, nice. You showing appreciation then. Nice. You're in rare company. What do you look for? Values in a wife? It's difficult to say. There's some like basic things, right? Like, someone who can like really attune with you, read you well, kind of read your needs. That's like that nurturing component. Hold on, what did somebody say? Entitlement is crazy. Yes, sir. The music, social media, and other entertainment, big issue. Facts, King. Yeah, entitlement runs rampant to the point that where it's like a lot of people don't even know that they're displaying entitlement. Wallpaper was a normal picture, not an ebony mag spread. Yeah, it's a placeholder for when you send me the ebony mag spread. That was going to be my next request. So we have the regular profile picture of wallpaper right now. When you send the ebony mag spread, that's when I'm going to replace it. Men being submissive, feminine is hot to me. Some women like that. Some women do like that. Oh, let me stop streaming on YouTube real quick.